Hello, welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Rory Graham, and I'm your host. And today we have the pleasure of having with us Emer Lunasin from Showbride.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. Why don't we just start by you giving us an overview of what is Showbride?
Showbride is a bridal show production company, obviously producing bridal shows in the 757 local area throughout the year.
Uh-huh. And I did check out your website, and you do have them booked all year. So it's not just like a June thing.
No.
Not everybody wants to be the June bride.
Yeah.
But some of these shows can be pretty big. I know years ago we used to be in shows when we did weddings and back in the 80s and all. But some of the shows we went to were quite large.
They still can be.
Yeah, they still can be. Yeah. And it's amazing. There's that many brides per year.
So many.
Yeah. And you do fashion shows in your.
Yes.
Okay.
It does get to their attention. They want to see how it would look like on stage and how they envision themselves being there for their big day.
Is this in conjunction with bridal shops in the area or something? Or?
Yes. Well, we obviously have David's Bridal, which is a national company too, but we love to have local shops as well.
Right. Now, and a bridal show has a lot of vendors
Yes.
for services.
Anything that a bride would need on her big day.
Okay.
Before and after even.
Yeah, everything from videography, photography, DJ.
Yes. From the technical side to the beauty of it with flowers, cakes, and food. Anything that a bride needs, really.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Well, and you have them like, it looked like to me it was like every couple of months.
It seems like that. I started out with just 2 shows a year, but because there's been a demand on both the wedding business side and also attendees wanting to come out to a show, it seems like it's been going at least 2 or 3 months intervals.
Right. Okay. All right. Now you're a bridal show company now, but you started off as like a DJ.
Yeah, DJ. High
How'd
school.
that evolution happen?
Yeah. With the there's always a party somewhere, and my then girlfriend was running for a pageant, and she was trying to fundraise, and they hired me to do that in high school, and it just went on from small parties to proms and ring dances, and then obviously the next step for a lot of them getting married, and it just came to that level of just doing it as a business to any type of, and not just only in the wedding side, but just company parties or anything that needs a DJ, mobile DJ.
And then you moved on to doing a one-stop shop kind of a thing.
Yes, and as a DJ, I connected with a lot of other companies that also promoted themselves, and we just joined forces to become that one-stop shop for brides to come in and get all their services in one location.
Okay, all right. And then, of course, I guess that evolved into Showbride.
Yes. So we understood that there's events that we can actually, participate and manage in to actually reach out to the brides as a bridal show.
Okay. Do you like what you do?
I do. There is that passion because I see the anticipation of even some of these businesses that are all about the bride's big day. I can see how they are feeling for the bride to make it their big day because it's everyone is connected to it, whether friends or family. It's that bride's big day that people want to be a part of, and it's really that anticipation and just making it work for that bride.
Okay. Well, yeah. But when I talked with you, you sounded pretty passionate about it, and. So what do you see as challenges that you face every day in this kind of business? I mean, we all have, as entrepreneurs, we all have challenges. I like to say that as a business owner, your highs are incredibly high and your lows are incredibly low.
Well, the good thing about it, I don't know if you consider it's a good thing. There's always an audience out there of of new brides, of course, because we're not getting them as return clients unless they didn't work it out the first time and come back. So there's always that great anticipation of excitement for brides to feel good for their big day. So there's always that great turnover of new customers. And I kind of put that in my day-to-day because every day you have to always keep trying not only something new, but be consistent and keep doing it, even if I have to start all over again, even after each event.
All right, and I know that when we were talking, you were saying that personal engagement in business is really important to you. instead of just relying on phone and email.
Yeah. Well,
Can you expand on that?
in this day we live in, there's a lot of reliability, which I'm obviously connected to with, and everyone else online, and there's so many of them that depend on that, and I always feel that it's great to be there connected, and that's what bridal shows are all about, is they can promote everything and anything online, and you know, the email or the calls would be great, but to be there in front of someone like me, getting to know you,
Right.
It's always an essential element to discovering of what the other side is trying to connect you with.
Okay, and so like in a bridal show, that this gives the brides or not potential, but the brides to be a chance to actually see things from vendors and talk with vendors and actually interact with them very conveniently all in one place.
That's correct, and that's what I always tell a lot of these businesses. You want to get them through all their senses. You got to make it obviously look good, smell good. If you got something that make it taste good, just make it so that they can actually feel all of this.
Memorable.
Yes, memorable too.
Right.
You can't get this searching online.
Right, and then of course it allows them to judge you in person.
That is correct.
So they don't, there is a difference.
Sometimes it's hard to express that emotion through email.
It is. It is. That's true. Or social media.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So what business associations are you a part of?
Well, I am a member of the Bridal Show Producers Association. We are international, and we have our territories that we kind of work and manage. But I like to also be a part of local associations here, and we do have several associations we kind of commit to, and it's always great to be connected locally and also outside of our area as well, because you want to be able to connect, especially with online. You can connect with anybody, anywhere, and it's always good to have someone to be connected with, not just to talk about your business and to get advice, but to always get that grounded connection with everyone that you deal with.
Okay. Now, speaking of advice, we were talking about advice that you'd have for people thinking about getting in this kind of business before.
Yes.
What advice would you have if
Well,
someone was considering this?
Don't just do it for the money, obviously, but you have to have that passion, and that passion is going to help you get into what you do. But you also have to be open to anything, to everyone too. I believe in competition. People should be able to work together, because we are in this community where we have to really get along and also work with each other, because not everything can all go to one area where you have to benefit from all that, because there are going to be some times where you can't utilize that situation, and you need sort of like that camaraderie with people around you, even if you're not in the same category of business.
Okay. All right. And, well, is there anything I haven't mentioned that you wanted to, because it's a very unusual business. We haven't had anybody doing bridal shows, but I know it must be a tremendous organization task to put one of those things on.
It's a welcome challenge, actually. It's just the feeling of trying to feel successful in knowing that you're able to connect these brides on planning one of their biggest, if not the biggest day of their life, to connect with businesses that are so anxious to promote themselves and to have a place, even online, but definitely at events, to connect the two. And
so
that's
you're creating win-wins.
And I believe in that, and I'm so glad you brought that up, and that's definitely something I always want to be able to practice every day.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, all right, so if you're a bride or are planning your big day to be, or maybe you're a parent of a bride, and you can look up the contact information for Showbride is at the bottom of this page, and it's also at the end of this video. And I'm sure that you will be able to check out the dates of the next show coming in your area. And if you have any questions, I'm sure they could answer them. Yes. If they gave you a call. And it's very, really, if you haven't been to a bridal show and you got that kind of an event coming up, it's a great place to check out all the latest and greatest things that are out there, and allows you to really make judgment calls by comparing and seeing what people are doing, yes. and where you can actually see it, touch it, feel it,
You
taste
got it.
it,
Yes.
whatever. So it's a good experience for the bride. So I know had been in a few years ago. So and of course you get the show too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone's
so,
always getting married.
Like you said, there's a party somewhere.
Oh, the party, yeah.
That's the best line this year so far. Okay.
Or like it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, I thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
I
so
wish you a
much.
great deal of success.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Appreciate it.